Hey Lash sis, I'm T the Brand, your lash marketing mentor. I teach lash artists to make content easy, marketing simple, and how to keep clients coming back. Welcome to my channel. And if you're listening to the Powerhouse Lash podcast, welcome back for another episode. In today's episode, we will be having a conversation about how I price my lash services and why I price them the way that I do. Now, before we get into this, y'all already know by now, I have my notebook with all of my notes because I am not going to try to sit here and remember all of the things that I want to share with you. I want you to grab your notebook and your pen or your pencil so that you can write down the things that jump out to you, the things that you want to implement in your business or that you may have questions about and want to ask me or do further research on your own. Regardless, the point is this year, we are not just being intentional. We are being strategic. That way our intentions have actionable steps to help us actually achieve the goals. Okay, now let's get into it. The first thing that I want to talk about are pricing options for our services. There are typically two ways that lash artists price their services, either by the service or by time. So for example, by service means my full sets are this price, my fills are this price, and within those price structures, you may have it set to where everything is the same price, or you may have it where each different style of your services is a different price. For example, classics are this, hybrids are that, volume is this, and so on and so forth. The other option is by time. Some lash artists charge by the hour and then additional 30 minutes or however long it may typically take you to do the particular service, be it a full set or a fill, and then having extra add-on time for, let's say, clients who may have come in with less than an actual fill amount, or clients who may have a whole lot of lashes and you need more time to do their full set than your regular allotted time. Those are the two ways that you can price your services. But I choose to price my service by the actual service type, which was the number one. So all of my full sets are the same price, and all of my fills, depending on the week, are the same price. So full sets, they're all $230. My 2-week fills, they're all $120. My 3-week fills, they're all $150. This year, 2026, I scratched 4-week fills, and I scratched those 4-week fills because while the retention was amazing, like my clients were still coming back with a nice amount of lashes with them coming in at 4 weeks. However, considering the amount of lashes that had actually shed and needed to be replaced with extensions, and how many lash extensions were actually outgrown and needed to be replaced, by the time I've removed the outgrowns, what I'm looking at is we need a little full set, but I offer a 4-week fill and this is 4 weeks. So I scratched those because it was kind of, while I was impressed and glad that my clients had the retention, on the other end, I was doing more work for less profit, and no, thank you. Okay, so a few pros that I want to share about, pricing your services by the service. One, clients get to really book what they want. One thing that I learned I want to say back in 2021, when I was still a beginner lash artist, when my services were different prices, clients would book the service of the lower price and then try to, at their field times, they would, want more for the same service price that they book. Let me give you an example. Let's say a client books a hybrid set because a hybrid set is $100 and the volume set is $130. And so the client doesn't want to spend that extra $30, but they really want the volume. So they book the hybrid set, and when they come back for a hybrid fill, they ask if we could make them just a little bit fuller. Well, to make them a little bit fuller, now I'm giving you volume, but you're only paying for the hybrid fill instead of the volume fill. Having all of my services set at the same price totally eliminated situations like that. The client books what they want, and if there's anything that they want me to change about the lashes, it's not something like add more volume. It's, can we go shorter? Can we go longer? Can we add a little wisp? Whatever. But yeah, so that helped clients book what they wanted to book, and it helped me not be in a position to where because I used to be very uncomfortable having to talk about my prices even with the client. So it saved me from being in positions to where I had to be like, hey, yeah, we can definitely give you a little more volume. It's going to be a volume fill instead of a hybrid fill. I was so scared that they would be like, oh no, I won't come back ever again. That's dramatic, but still, that was a fear. And having everything at the same price, it just totally eliminated that. Okay, pro number 2, clients know what they'll be paying each time they come in for a visit. So with a service price structure where it's set up like, okay, I'm charging by time. So let's say we have an hour for a fill. If we have to go over an hour, it's an additional $20 per 30 minutes. Like, clients know every time that they come in exactly what they'll be paying because I have a set price for the service. I really like that because I just don't feel comfortable, like I said, having to tell my clients, hey, I know you were expecting to pay $150, but you're actually going to have to pay $180 because I need an extra 30 minutes. And do I go over time sometimes with clients? Yes. Sometimes the retention isn't where it needs to be. Sometimes my hands are just moving slower than normal, or I don't have like the brain capacity and energy to like go in and move quickly how I normally would. Whatever the case may be, if I go over on time, that's not my client's fault. If they came in at the right fill time, if they had, the right amount of lashes. Now, what I don't mind doing is letting my clients know if they come in and they're getting a fill, but they need a full set. I don't mind letting them know, hey, this is a full set, or letting them know, hey, we have to do a super fill. A super fill is a service that I offer to kind of buffer between fill and full set. Like, you still have enough lashes to where you don't need a full set, but you don't have enough lashes for this to just be a regular fill. So having that buffer in there, that super fill, it really does help. But yeah, I like that my clients know what they're going to pay each time. I like to know what I'm about to make each week or each day. And as a client myself, I wouldn't personally, I would prefer to go somewhere where I know what I'm paying and not okay, my expectation is to spend $230 and now I have to spend, I don't know, a gazillion. So that's that. Now I want to show you guys how you can price your services using my little method for how I priced mine. So if you feel like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be charging enough because I'm not doing it by time, I hope that this helps you. Or if you don't know how to set your prices, what to raise them to, again, I hope this helps you. So first things first, I always like to start with the month. So number one, how much money do you want to make for the month? That's where we start. And my answer is always, well, not my answer is always, but for this example, we're going to say 6,000 because I have that math down packed. Okay, so we want to make $6,000 a month, right? Cool, we have the goal. Now, in order for us to get to how we're going to price our services, just follow me through this. So we have $6,000 a month. Now what we're going to need to do is divide that 6,000 by how many weeks are in a month. And that's usually 4. So we have 6,000 divided by 4. I'm gonna just put the little 4 right there. 6,000 divided by 4, we now have $1,500. So now we know in order to make $6,000 a month or this month, I need to make $1,500 this week. Now, from the weeks, the third thing that you want to do is now divide the 4 weeks, which is the 1,500, by how many days you work during the week. Some people work 5 days, some people don't. We're gonna say we are working days in the week. We are working 5 days in the week. I'm at 5 right there. So now we're going to divide 1,500 by 5, which is $300. So now we know that whatever 5 days of the week we work, we need to make at least $300 so that we can make $1,500 that week and $6,000 for the month. Now what we come to, we know that we need to make $300 a day. It's time to figure out how we want to maneuver that $300. How many clients do you want to take a day? For me, I only take 3 clients a day. I used to take an unlimited amount of clients a day, and my body used to pay for it. I was also younger then, so it was a different bodily situation. Now, as far as me lashing, I only take 3 clients a day. I will take 4, but on my schedule, there were only 3. That is what's great for my body. It's what's great for my brain, and it's just what's great for an overall work day for me. So let's say we're gonna take 3 clients a day. So now to make $300, we know that we can at least charge $100 per service. And you can choose what service you wanna do for this. Some people like to base this off of their full sets. I like to base it off of my most booked service, my current most booked service, because I know, okay, this is the one that's gonna be booked the most. So my current most booked service is a 3-week fill. I can choose to take three-week fills at $100 to make $300 a day. However, it's not guaranteed that I'm always going to have three clients a day. So if I want to make $300 a day, but I want to work a little less or make sure that I can accommodate not having a full day of clients, I can take this 100 to 150. And now all I need is 2 clients a day to make $300 a day, to make $1,500 a week, to make $6,000 a month. You get to decide after you get to this $1 a day amount. You get to decide how you want to break that down. And the way that you should start, in case you just forget in this little recap or through that example, the way that you start that from the days is determine how many clients you're going to take a day and then do your math from there. That is how I reached my prices for my 3-week field service. And after that, I said, okay, if this is the 3-week field price, then the 2-week price needs to be something less than this, because that's just what I felt. Clients are not losing as many lashes as 2 weeks compared to 3 weeks, and it's less work at the 2-week than the 3-week mark. So I just feel like to best accommodate, it's smart to, lower the price a little bit. And from there, I didn't do any math. I just made the decision, this field is going to be 120 and yada yada. So I hope that little breakdown helped. Let's move on to my second point about setting prices. And the second point is about cheap prices. I actually got a question in the Instagram on the Instagram live recently, and the question, and I have a screenshot of it in my other phone. The question was about, what do I think about cheap prices? Someone saw a lash artist doing lashes out of her car for $20. If you're in your car, yeah, you should charge $20. That's insane. That's insane. That is unsanitary. That is unsafe. I could go on and on and on, but this isn't the point. The point isn't about the car. Okay, so my thoughts on cheap prices, they are understandable in the beginning, and if you're not a licensed lash artist. Every state does not require you to have a license to perform lash extensions. And if that doesn't apply to your estate, then let it fly. But if it does, I understand you having lower prices, cheaper prices, because you are not licensed. Also, in the beginning, I don't think beginner lash artists should come out the gate with $230 full sets. And here is why. Not because you don't deserve it, but right now you don't deserve it. As a beginner, there are so many things that you're learning. You're learning how to fan. You're learning how to do proper placement for the lashes. You're learning how to do proper prep before you even start lashing. You are learning how to isolate, and that takes a lot of time. A lot of lash artists get so discouraged because their speed isn't where they feel like their speed should be compared to somebody else's or compared to a future version of themselves that they're trying to be right now. And the reality is that isolation is probably what's slowing you down. Do you some exercises with your index finger and your thumb. Get your tweezers and just practice isolating, holding it for about 10 to 15 seconds and letting it go. Isolating another lash, because what you want to do is build the muscle memory in your hand. That is what's going to help you increase your lash speed, along with improving other things about your mechanics. So charging low prices in those beginner stages, 100% understandable. Charging low prices after you have been lashing for a long time, and I can't tell you what a long time could be, because let me say this, lashing consistently, I'll say for a year. Unless you are constantly taking trainings and your skills are improving at an insane rate, then I'll say raise your prices. But being a lash artist for a long time but not doing it consistently won't help you to lash better, lash faster. So if they have cheap prices, then I understand that. But yeah, long-term cheap prices, it cheats you. And as you'll be improving the quality of the work, the quality of the service experience, but you will be getting cheated on the other end of it. Like, you are losing out on potential potential income because you're too afraid to raise your price to complement the quality of your work. Another thing about long-term prices cheating you, you have to rebuild clientele when you finally raise your prices. Let's say you've been at a $85 full set for the last year and a half. Well, now that you feel like it's time for you to raise your prices and you haven't done so, let's say you want to go from $85 full sets to $150 full sets. The clients who are used to coming paying that $85, they're probably going to fall off because that's a huge jump. And let me also say this, that's totally normal. No matter how skilled you are as a lash artist, there are going to be clients who fall off when you raise your prices at any point. So don't feel like that's just my prices were cheap and now I'm raising them and I'm losing people. No, you can, at $230, if I raise my prices, I'm going to lose some clients, but I'm also going to attract some clients. So keep that in mind. And then also cheap prices, it cheapens the overall service value, not of your services alone, but of the industry. Lash clients, not all lash clients, a certain population of lash clients don't feel like lashes are worth $230 or even $100 or $150 for a full set, because you have lash artists doing them for $20 in their car, doing them for $50 for a sale, doing them. If you can put lashes on sale for $50, you can do them lashes for $50. That just makes no sense to me. But you have, the point is, when you have lash artists charging cheap prices and you have lash clients who like the cheaper prices, is less money, it makes it harder for you to grow as a lash artist and for the industry to grow and increase in pricing, because in people's head, we have programmed them to think it's not worth that much when it is the exact opposite. Now, let me say this. With all of that considered, there are still women who want to pay your price because the service quality matches it. And that's that on that. You make sure you're attracting the audience that you want. So that was my second spiel on how I price my lash prices. And then lastly, my third point is your prices should reflect, or your your prices reflect your confidence in the value of your work, not the value of you, not the value of your skill. It reflects, your price reflects what you think your service experience, your service quality is worth, especially if you are a skilled lash artist. So don't be afraid to raise your prices. If you don't think your work is worth more, you'll never grow. Clients won't pay you more because it ain't the price. More isn't the price, and they can't change the price for you. Sure, they can tip you, but the service price will be the service price, and you will feel burnt out. You will feel like you're not getting the income that you deserve because you aren't, and it's simply because you're afraid to raise your prices. Confidence is a muscle, so raise that price and let the proof show you. Do not count yourself out. Let other people tell you, no, I ain't paying that, before you decide for them, oh, no, they ain't paying that, because you don't know, and you won't know if you never try it. Again, confidence is a muscle, so you have to exercise it. You have to raise that price, or you have to set that price so that you can see people book with you and learn, oh, this wasn't too much. Oh, these clients feel like my service quality is worth this, the price aligns with, the quality of the service, and they're booking it. That makes you feel good. That makes you feel confident. That makes you feel more secure within yourself and in your business and for the services that you are offering. So don't count yourself out, okay? I hope that this video was helpful. That was my little spiel on how I price my services and why, and just some sprinkles of some other things that for you to think about and consider when you're pricing or repricing your services. I really hope that it was helpful. If you have any questions or any comments, drop them in the comment section. Make sure that you like this video. It helps the channel to grow, and it helps the algorithm push my videos out to other lashpreneurs who are needing this same kind of help, or who's just needing the help, period. Share it with a lash friend. Don't forget to turn on your bell notification button so that you know every time I'm dropping new gems, and I will see y'all in the next video.